open stuff. Super cool, necessarily. What's up, Salmon Nation? Hey, we are at Yankee Springs, and I have not ridden this trail in a really long time, so we're going to get you out there today. You know, it used to be called Deep Lake Mountain Bike Trail, and maybe you guess it still is, but most Michigan mountain bikers refer to it as Yankee Springs, so let's go. We get started here. It's kind of pedally. Definitely old school monument style trail stuff. It's called the Pines. And as you may notice, it's a lot of pines, which is pretty cool. Like I said earlier, you get into a section where it's kind of rooted out, and it's you know, pretty cool, especially these old school trails where you've got oh, this is kind of interesting. I don't know what this is. Oh, like a fungus or something. Kind of cool. A little tutorial, I guess, if you will, when you're going through those drops, root drops, real drops, whatever. You want to kind of have your knees out a little bit, feet stable to the bike, hips back, knees out. So if you look at images of people on bikes doing that, you'll see what we mean, but just keeps the bike stable with your body kind of planted firmly over the center. And it's Berry County, so it's kind of southeast of Grand Rapids if you're not familiar with the area. And there's a lot of trails around here to ride. There's a big time trial race down here last weekend, so you can see how fast you can rip it and race everybody else's time. That's in the spring. I think there's a point series or something. We're not really that into the racing right now. I was maybe at some point in my life, but lately it's just been more fun to just go ride and enjoy being on a bike without a number on your back. But there's a time for that too, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And I had a little too much to eat at Mother's Day brunch, so I might need to burn a little leg routine here. You can see this is, like I said, kind of old school monument trail style through here, and it would be really cool if over time could be more berms and things put in. And this is super fun here, kind of a natural berm from the old days of just riding it, and definitely mega fun and potential for sure to add some more elements in. But right now I think the focus in West Michigan's been obviously maintaining trails but adding new ones, so we don't all get a bit sick of the same trails over and over again. But clearly there's a lot of room for improvement on some of these places, just to modernize the loop a little bit. And I know that I'm sure people are interested in that, and I am as well, especially when I'm done with my teaching career, being more and more involved in work teams and trail building and maintaining and all that stuff, because I love being outside. And okay, this is a lot of fun through here. I wasn't anticipating how fun this was. Really, really cool. Yeah, that berm was like, it was just built from years of riding it, which is, you know, that's since the probably late 80s, early 90s of riding. It's just haven't ridden this trail in so long, it's hard to know where the fun sections are right now. But you'll definitely, you know, you get some mileage in out here. But if you haven't been in a while and you don't know where the more technical fun sections are. It's not as easy when you're following to understand the right section to shoot ahead versus go behind. It's always interesting to me too, after riding a 26er for so many years in the early part of the mountain bike craze, those tight turns there, that always seem so like now on 29ers with the wide bars, you're like, why would you build it that tight? Think back to 1996 or 95, whenever I started getting on a bike for the first time. They were totally fun. Now you hop on one and it literally feels like a kid's bike, which is hilarious. But those were, you know, the creme de creme in the day. And but you know, my old all aluminum Schwinn Moab 1997, dude, that thing was sweet. Had the now retro teal green tires, and I mean, it was like 24 pounds or something. It was crazy flying around out here on those things. We're just saying, there's actually some nice topography here for lower Michigan, and you know, in the farming era, when this was probably set aside as state game area, nobody wanted that's hard to farm, so that's public land. But now you fast forward 150 years where recreating seems to be one of the most popular things to do. You think, Jesus, must have been prime property. No, not really. It's kind of hard to farm real steep hills when you got flat ones right around you. Why would you do that? Yeah, it's nice with a little springtime. Things are kind of coming to life. Ooh, this would have been fun. But yeah, just a little bit of green, but you can still see everywhere around you. Pretty cool. And like we said earlier, cool thing about mountain biking at Yankee, one thing we're noticing right away is 1 minute it's like you're in the pines, and the next minute you're off kind of almost in some out open stuff. Super cool because it's got all these dynamics to it they wouldn't 100% necessarily know. And then you get like some kind of natural berms into some sand washouts, but that's where the 2.5ers are such the Goldilocks section of tire, because you can handle most sand stuff with relative ease. So there's going to be a lot of sand pits, especially come summer. And we've had a lot of rain lately, so you know, when July hits, expect a lot more sand, especially in these down sections where you could get pretty trapped out. Some corners, and then we're gonna be climbing again here in a second. Not too bad, but like I said, it's feel like 1 minute you're on this race course, the next minute you're in the pines, the next minute you're just kind of rolling old school, almost like a hiking trail. It's got definitely some unique elements everywhere to be had, which is super, super cool. And of course, you know, you can't come to Yankee without a little stop to Pooh's Corner. So we are finishing up here the 11-mile loop. It's time to get Baloo the Wonder Dog out for a little 2-mile rip. It's a little too warm for her today, so just take on a little short run and get her little paws tired out for the ride home. Hey, thanks again for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're digging the content, and we'll keep you stoked on Michigan and beyond.